Welcome to Running is Bullshit. I'm Stuart.
And I'm Amy, and you're listening to the podcast that loves to hate running. This is episode 163, and this week we're talking about running miracles when a run is not great, an alpine humbling, and gravel.
What a lineup. To go back on something that I've complained about before, and I could complain about again, frankly, and my Coros watch charger, I've said before it's really shit. The lateral plug in it is like a millimetre deep. It doesn't stay in. It's a great watch, but it's just very difficult to charge. I counted the other day how many attempts it actually took me to plug it in. To get the cable into the watch and for it to stay put and charge, it took 46 attempts. Like, that's not fucking around. That's not like, oh, it didn't fit first time. It's not like a USB you have to flip over 3 times. 46 attempts it took me to plug in this fucking watch.
The thing is, as well, like, I haven't had to try doing this yet, but some people obviously charge their watches during really long races, like they plug their watch in to charge it.
Yeah.
How would you even do that? Because
I have not got time for that.
You have to keep it still as well. So when I plug mine in, like I plug it in on my bedside table, and firstly you have to make sure like it's charging. Don't just walk away. Don't just assume. Even if you see the percentage come up on the screen, don't wait a second. Wait a second.
That's the thing on mine. I plug it in.
Yeah.
Zzz, percentage comes up. As soon as you take your hand off it, the cable just falls out.
You got to gently put it down, and then you've probably got to readjust it.
Creep away as well.
Yeah, do not be heavy footed. Any slight knock, that fucker's good. But yeah, like, I don't understand, because all running watches require regular charging. Why haven't they made that easier? That's something you're going to do with your watch a lot. Coros do have a really good battery life, so granted, you're not going to be charging it every day. It's not.
Yeah, I'm only charging it every week or so.
Yeah, but still, that weekly task should be made easy. And like I said, if you're running a long race and you need to plug your watch in as you're going along, or at an aid station, you want to quickly charge your watch, and they do charge quite quickly, like, and you're really tired, why haven't they made that easier?
Yeah, not going to be an issue for me. I'm not going to be doing that kind of thing. But yeah, just one of those like magnetic one that just clicks on, or just some contactless. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I do clean. I know it gets stuff in there. I've got a little brush next to where I plug it in that I use to kind of just brush inside and the actual charger itself. Doesn't make a difference. 46 attempts to plug in a watch is too many.
Yeah, I'm just looking at mine now. There's like nothing in there. It's weird though, isn't it? It's almost like it doesn't fit quite. Like, why doesn't it click? Why doesn't it plug in and do like a little click?
There's no click.
There's no click.
There's no click.
But
it just falls straight out again.
Yeah.
God.
Not good. I wonder if, because, well, you've got a newer version than me. I got my Coros probably 3 years ago now, so I do wonder, have they... Surely this is something they've had feedback about. Surely.
You'd think so.
If you've got a newer Coros watch, let us know if they've improved that.
In case I ever need to buy a new one. I'll need to know, because obviously I just want to buy this. Basically, I want to buy the same one because I'm one of those people. I don't really like researching things. This is how when I needed some new hybrid trail shoes, what I did was accidentally bought some really lightweight, aggressive lugs trail shoes, which look like they can be great for racing, but they're not for actually what I needed, which is like semi-tarmac, quite hard trails kind of runs. So now I need to buy some more trail shoes because my current ones are falling to pieces. That's the thing. I've got that thing of that very sad thing of my new shoes, and I look at them and they are in tatters and they have done nearly 1,000 kilometers, but in my head they're still my new shoes. Sometimes some pair of shoes, they just stay in your head as new shoes forever, even when they are completely falling to bits. You're like, they're not new.
Yeah. So Freya's always like, why are you buying more running shoes? I'm like, yeah, because they do wear out like quicker than normal shoes. Like, you've just bought some. I'm like, I haven't just bought some. I bought some 6 months ago, and that's too long ago. So Anyway, let's catch up on the last episode. Paul Dukes has been in touch and said, just caught up, a couple of suggestions for new Strava tags. Sexy pace.
You don't sound keen on that.
No, because, okay, let me just finish this bit. He said, or has this been replaced by shakeout as the current description du jour? And then also he suggests toilet stop, brackets, no explanation or elaboration needed. Yeah, I agree with the toilet stop one. Sexy pace, I get it, because this whole like sexy, it basically usually means like running slower. But what kind of irritates me is when we say things like, oh, it's not slow, it's sexy pace, like it's almost saying slow's bad. Like, it's okay just to say I run at a slower
I think
pace.
it's saying like slow pride. I think that's what it is. I think it's like reclaiming slow.
Yeah, and I'm like, let's reclaim it by using it, like the word queer, like let's reclaim it by taking that word. And
Is there a slow pride flag? Perhaps that's what it needs.
I just, if we're going to reclaim it, let's actually reclaim it. Let's reclaim the word slow. Let's not have like sexy pace. Let's say it's slow pace and fuck you.
It's the euphemism you don't like. It's like,
yeah,
you just want to say, just let slow be slow.
Let's slow be
Let's
slow.
not dress it up.
Yeah, I'm slow. Go fuck yourself. I'd add on. I wouldn't replace the word. I would add on words, and those words are fuck off.
Well, that's the little outro for the episode sorted out there. Thank you very much.
Yep, there we go.
No surprise for anyone now.
Yeah.
And toilet stop, just a handy one. Just add on there. Just by the way, had a toilet stop. Just let everyone know.
And that's when people can see you may run suddenly quite fast and then stop for 10, 20, maybe 20 minutes if things are bad.
Blimey.
Yeah, and then run with a bit of an odd gait because you're only wearing one sock. So,
or sometimes you can see on a trail run where they've been running along a path and they just divert into the woods for like 10 metres and there's a little kind of squiggly line and then they're back out and they're off again. It's like, yeah, we know what that was.
Yeah, yep.
Gabby Nair says, I hear you and your glass shard in the shoe, Maria Wicks, and I raise you a fish hook. Running on canal paths with carelessly discarded fishing clobber is truly BS, and Hazard's road shoes with a 12mm stack, as that is what has saved my foot. She always has to go one better, doesn't she?
Yeah.
She always has to be, you nearly had a piece of glass in your foot. Well, I had a fishing hook.
Yeah, everyone else has ran in Tenerife. She's ran in 11erife. We know what's
Absolutely.
happening there. We know. Yeah, fish hook though. That's pretty nice. Although it didn't actually go in your foot though, did it? So
no. Well, neither did Maria's piece of glass. But I have been running along the last few weeks, feeling a little thing in there and just getting that little twinge of paranoia after hearing that story. Yeah.
James Smith said, a quick message in relation to Dickhead Hills, the one on the Cardiff Half Marathon route just after you've completed the Rove Lake Loop. As you go under the rail bridge at about 12 miles, there's a short, sharp little bastard just waiting to catch you out. Yes, that is a very famous little hill, isn't it?
Yeah, it is really only a little hill, but at that point of a half marathon, especially if you're really going for it, it is absolutely horrible. It's a little bit of a widowmaker. It is pretty much all downhill from there. And there's often at the top of that hill like a brass band or something playing, so that's quite fun at least. But yeah, absolutely horrible hill that definitely everyone who's done the Cardiff Half will know all about.
And you can't walk up it, you've just got to dig in. Because it's not actually that far, but if you walk, that's it, it's game over. You just got to
I think it's fairly acceptable to walk on that.
No.
I think it's okay.
No, you just got to, it's not that far. You just got to dig in and you just got to run up it. I'm sorry. But
and then you've got about a mile downhill to make
exactly.
It up.
So just run up it, it's fine. If you stop, it's
Amy advocating running up hills in a race. This is bizarre.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a road race. It's not that far. It really
It's not important. It's just a road race.
It will be over quicker if you run up it. You know?
So you're just saying like it's just a road race and they're easy.
I'm saying like,
and it's only a half marathon. That's fucking shit. Do an ultra, you pussies.
I'm saying like if you try and dig in and run up a hill on a trail, you could trip, you could whatever. You don't think about it. Just run up the hill. You don't have to look where you're going. You don't have to pay attention. Just run up. It's just flat tarmac. Going upwards. You know? Easy.
Just a flat up, yeah.
Yeah.
And just finally, a quick shout out to Karen Chadwell, who listens to us when she's swimming, and last week nearly drowned when laughing caused her to inhale too much swimming pool. I wish there was some kind of waterproof headphones when I was swimming years ago, because it would have been so much less boring. I did quite like swimming, but I found it so fucking boring because I couldn't think of anything else because I had to concentrate so much because I had to be like, when am I breathing? Okay, 1, 2, 3, okay, 4 strokes. Oh, perhaps I'll go 4 strokes this time. Form, elbows up, feet. And I had to concentrate and I couldn't think about anything else. I couldn't just let my mind wander. And so, yeah, having some headphones would have been great. But obviously we're very, very funny and therefore a bit of a risk. Do you understand?
Yeah, and you're not just breathing in swimming pool, you're breathing in pee, you're breathing in...
Oh, there's all kinds of shit in there,
plasters, verrucas, all those sorts of things minging.
They're all floating around in there,
Yeah.
Oof. What have you been up to this week?
Not much. I've been running though. I've been checking out some of the local routes, so having a little drive out to various places. Lots of forest around here, so I've been enjoying some forest routes. I went up to Eagle's Nest in the Wye Valley, which is really, really nice, like a little viewpoint.
So good.
Yes,
I love it. I would say that's my favourite valley.
Yes, it's a very nice valley.
Good.
Yeah, and it was a really nice trail actually. I was quite surprised because it was like a nice mixture of a bit challenging. It was a bit technical, lots of tree roots, rocks, things like that, but not so much that you just had to walk the whole thing. So it was a nice like little technical trail. So yeah, I did that. I saw some signs that said danger rockfall or risk of rockfall. Wasn't there a story? This is because we had that story a few months ago.
Yeah, that was in the Dolomites, which I imagine is probably a bit more dangerous than the Wye Valley.
Yeah, but I just ignored it. I just went for it. I just carried on, you know. So yeah, that's it really. I've just been exploring. It's kind of fun exploring as well because I don't give myself sort of a particular distance or time or anything. I just go and fuck about and just have a look what's here and there. And what I really like, and this is one of the reasons why I pay for Strava, is when I come home I can then look at the heat maps and see where other people have been. And I don't know whether that's on the free version as well, but I know at least the paid
premium
for
thing.
Yeah,
really I find it really handy when I'm out on a trail. I don't know which way to go. I can't see where a path is. Look on the heat map. Well, people have gone this way and not that way, so I know that path doesn't act. Sometimes there's a path on the map that doesn't exist.
Yeah,
and you can tell from the heat map if no one's gone down it, that's not a path.
Yeah, because there was another route coming out the car park when I went on this run the other day, and I got, because OS Maps is my go-to when I'm running. I got OS Maps, and I could see there wasn't actually a proper footpath there. But then when I got home, I saw loads of people had done this route along this, what is not technically a footpath, but kind of looked like a footpath. So yeah, so that's what I've been doing as well. Just lots of looking at heat maps and all that sort of thing. But that's it really. I've been enjoying running around the forest. I've been really enjoying that, and then pretty much all my runs are trail runs now, varying degrees of trail. But I don't think I've really done any fully tarmac runs since I've moved, which is actually.
I don't think you live somewhere where you can go that far just on tarmac.
No, exactly. No, unless I end up on the actual roads with cars.
Not a city girl anymore.
Me. No, I'm a country girl. I'm a country bumpkin now. So.
Speaking of which, tell us about Pippin and Finley and their prizes.
Oh, yes. You know what? I was
important.
trying to stick with running this week for a change. Yes, I have prize-winning dogs. Prize-winning pups. So we went to a local dog show that was all for charity in our sort of the town next to us. And I wasn't really sure what to expect, but it was absolutely fantastic. So they had, you could enter in for the dog show, different categories. So we entered in. The person judging it was actually somebody who judges horses and dogs. So she actually knew what she was doing, which was really nice because when I've been to events before, it's usually just some random person that's just judging. That is my ambition.
I want to know what community centres and villages I need to donate money to be a dog show judge.
Yes,
not a proper one, a family dog show where it's just like silly prizes. That is one of my. I'm not really a very ambitious person in any way, but this is something I want to do. I'd love to judge a dog show.
Well, usually when we've been to ones before, it's been some local radio presenter or something like that who's just doing it. But this woman, she judges horses and dogs. Apparently that's what she does. She looked like, when you just tell somebody just looks like they judge horses and dogs.
I bet she was stern is what I'm imagining.
Oh my goodness. Yes, she was. And that's a compliment. I don't mean
possibly
that.
Battle axe, would we go as far as?
In case she's listening, no.
No, okay.
She was lovely, really lovely, but she also scared me a bit. So yeah, she looked like she judged dogs and horses on the regular. So we entered the dogs in for quite a few different categories because they were it was £2 per category to enter, and all the money went to charity. So every category we could enter them in, we did. And the first one was best pedigree. So Finley went in for that because he's a Pembrokeshire Corgi. So he went in for that. and he won. He won first place. I honestly, I almost cried. I did not think he was going to win first place, mainly because he's fat. I thought they're not going to say he's best pedigree. He's not a good example of the
First
pedigree.
prize for a big loaf of bread.
Yeah, to be fair to Finley, he looks like what you think a corgi should look like. If he was a bit skinnier and he still had his bits, I feel like he could go to Crufts or something, and his lineage is Crufts winners and stuff, because he looks like what you imagine a corgi to look like. He's a very good looking corgi, but he's fat. He's fat. We're trying to get him to lose weight. Since he's been neutered, he just put on loads of weight. Excuses, but he's fat. So I thought, surely he's not going to win. He'll maybe get third or something, because they don't want to be seen to be glorifying dog obesity. But he won.
But no, that's apparently to everyone. If you're going to go to a dog show, feed that dog up.
Yep. He won best pedigree, and he won like a rosette and some dog shampoo. They had all different sponsors for all the prizes, so there was like prizes for everything. So I couldn't believe it. And then Pippin was in next. So Pippin was in best crossbreed. She's a Beagle Harrier, so she went in for best crossbreed. There was loads of dogs in for that. She started barking like halfway through, wouldn't stop barking because Freya was stood, a bit away, so she was just barking. I was like, for God's sake. She got second best crossbreed, and I feel like if she just fucking stood still and stopped barking, she maybe would have got first. I think Pippin was the best crossbreed there, to be fair. Pippin's also like a show dog, but she got second. So Finley got first and Pippin got second. And because we had to wait a little while longer for the other categories, we were like, fuck it, we didn't hang around for the other categories. So I thought, we can't clean out the place, we can't.
Yeah,
it's not fair. So we didn't hang around for the other categories in the end. We thought, we donate some money, let's give someone else a chance to win. But yeah, we won the best categories, basically. Best pedigree and best crossbreed. Like,
none of the silly novelty ones.
No, like best trick. Like, come on. So yeah, prize. I couldn't believe it, because like I said, when we first went, I thought it was going to be one of these like not very serious dog show type things, and obviously it is for charity, but it felt proper. We paraded them around the ring and stuff, and the judge came up to each one, and yeah, what a rush, brilliant. Yeah.
Hope everyone enjoyed that diversion away from running, just to talk about our lives, as we quite often do.
Thank you for bringing it up. I was trying to be strict and stick on the subject of.
I feel there was important news. I think I've talked about it when Williams won his, so that's going to be fair.
It was very important, and prize winning pups.
Well done.
Anyway, how about you? Has William won any prizes recently?
Not recently. He did get one. He got a second place in summer, but I've talked about that before. No actual particular things really over the last couple of weeks. I actually just had like a good few weeks of training, which is kind of weird. I felt like I've been running well consistently for about 2 weeks, which I know it isn't really that much, but it does feel quite nice. Like my little line on Koros is going up rather than kind of level or down, so that's quite nice. So I've been doing that. But however, I did spot the other day. There was a Barkrun in Mallard's Pike in the Forest of Dean, and I went this morning, and I very much enjoyed it. If you kind of don't know, when Parkrun a couple of years ago now, I can't remember when it was, like April 22, 23, they banned the use of waist harnesses at Parkrun with your dog because they said it caused a number of incidents. I would be very interested to see the numbers of incidents and whether there's been a significant change since then or not. I doubt they'll ever say such a thing, but I would be very interested to know. So there was loads of people at the time be like, we'll set up a bark run and we'll just go and do park runs at 8 a.m. and they can't stop us. And I think most of those kind of never got off the ground or failed immediately. But this one, I think, has been running fairly consistently. I don't think it has over summer because generally you don't run dogs much over summer. I think this is back for autumn winter, and so I went down this morning. I didn't realise it was 8 a.m. start, which means I need to get out of bed at 5:45. So that's the way I spend my weekends now, just getting up much earlier than I do during the rest of the week. Drove down there, went got there nice and early, emptied the dog. Only the minor incident for myself in the toilet where I'm blaming a weak flush. That's what I'm blaming this on, but not to get into too much detail. But a weak flush was the issue there. But anyway, we went and then did the run. It was a little disorganised. I think some people were a bit late, and it went off about just after 8:05 or something like that. And it's just, it was just very straightforward. It's just a bunch of people turn up with their dogs. All the dogs bark at each other, and then we all go for a run. I was in the front pack for a nice while. I thought that was really good. And then the woman who kind of organises it, who is an incredibly good runner, just absolutely obliterated. She just came flying through the pack. She obviously started late. I think I saw later because, well, right behind her was a drone at like head height, following her about 6-7 feet behind. And I think she was having trouble at the beginning getting it to follow her head and not other people's when she was overtaking. So that's why she was a bit late. But she just absolutely tore through the middle of this pack and just disappeared up the road. This is the woman who a few years ago on a 5-mile race beat me by 5 minutes. So she's quite good.
Yeah.
I think she's just been announced for the GB team for the World Canicross Championships quite soon. So, she's pretty good. But we had great fun. We ran just over 20 minutes on the course, and then William had a nice big swim. It was really, really fun. The Parkrun team were there. They were setting up nice and early. As far as I can tell, we didn't hinder them in any way. We didn't get in their way. At the beginning, they said to us that they'd be coming around in cars, so just to let us know in case we see a car. If we come around the corner, don't be surprised. But that was good of them. As I said, as far as I can see, I don't think we got in the way. We didn't hinder them in any way. Of course, if I ever heard anything different, I don't think I would go back. But yeah, they seem to be able to coexist, and this is just a small self-contained thing. This is almost my worry when I first heard about all these people saying we'll set up Barkruns all over the country and they can't stop us. I'm like, yeah, but after a while, if you've got 100 of these in some kind of loose network, at some point landowners are going to want to know something about it. At some point, someone's going to get hurt. Insurance is going to be an issue, and all that kind of stuff that I think people don't think about. They just think, yeah, we can do whatever we want. But like, if you're organising something, you do take responsibility for it in a legal sense at some point when something goes wrong, because it will eventually. If you keep doing it, it will go wrong. And even by putting up on Facebook, let's all meet here and do this, you are kind of taking some responsibility for organising something.
Yeah, it's tricky, isn't it? Because it's the rhetoric of like, we're going to do this and they can't stop us, rather than, why don't you run with your dog an hour beforehand, and if we happen to just all be running together, it's
it was very reactionary at the time. It was very much, well, we'll show them. And I'm sure Parkrun were like, all right, we don't give a shit. I mean, as long as you don't get in the way, as long as you don't do anything that makes us look bad, fine, off you go.
Yeah. I speaking of Mallows Pike, I do want to get over there at some point because I'm a lot closer. I'm about a half an hour drive away from there, and I've never been to the Forest of Dean full stop at all.
What?
I know. So I'm quite looking forward to getting over there to do some runs as well. Cause it's
so much there.
Yeah.
So much there.
It's just all forest, isn't it? It's just all of it's just forest.
Yeah, it's the Forest of Dean.
It is the forest. But the one thing I'm a bit nervous about is wild boar. People reassure me who have lived there that they mainly come out at dusk, and not on the well-trodden trails. But I think it was Jen that showed me a picture of somebody she knew whose dog was attacked by a boar, and it lived, but it just, the whole of its side was just cut open by this boar, and it just, I mean, if a boar attacked me, well, and this is a bit of foreshadowing for a later message we've had. If a boar attacked me, I feel like I'd have a chance. I could square up to it. It's more,
okay.
It's more the dogs. It's more the dogs I'm worried about, Again,
the thing about Forest of Dean, I've been there dozens of times. I had family there. I used to go there all the time, and saw wild boar once in all that time, and that was like in the shadows, and it was actually, the time I saw it, it was actually a bit scary because there was like 4 dogs off lead, and this was just kind of looming and watching us very silently.
They will go for the dogs as well, won't they? If they feel threatened.
Luckily the dogs didn't see, but it's one time, and like the people live there, they said, oh yeah, we see them all the time. Like, oh, last winter their nursery was just around the corner, they were here for the entire winter and all that. I never fucking saw them. Danny Norman, listener, went to the Forest of Dean to do Parkrun, drove into the forest, first thing, piglets run across the road in front of his car. I was like, fucking hell. How is... and I know other people that have been like that. I said, I went to the Forest of Dean. Oh yeah, I saw loads of boar. Like, how did you see it? I was there all the time.
Yeah.
Never bloody saw them. And the time I did see them, I was scared of them, so it wasn't great. But obviously, knowing you'll go there immediately and get attacked by them and be kicked up a tree or something.
I will put up a fight. This thing, I don't think I'll take Pippin, because in the back of my head, I have that image of that dog who had its whole side ripped off by a boar, and it just...
If she's on a lead, she'll be absolutely fine.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe. But I feel like I could fight. But I can't fight on behalf of Pippin as well. I've just got to fight for myself, I
Sure.
can't be thinking of that too.
Okay. Well, if anyone would like to support Amy go into the Forest of Dean and potentially attacking Wild Boar herself, you can go to patreon.com/runningisbullshit. Donate us money every month. No one new this week. Fantastic. Here's the names of everyone else that gave us money.
Oh, Gemma Roberts, Ken Smith, Mike Gascoigne, Charlie Amber. Oh God, please stop singing. Kevin Scott, Tony Bates, Taryn Milligan. Kate Williams, Erica Boris, Fergus, Steve Peake, Ruth Perkins, Bill B, Tony Boyle, Mark Willis, Victoria Cousins, Spencer Aldred, Kiara Evans, Daniel Paul, Samantha Lachlan, Cheryl Curran, Alice Newstead, Graham Hatton, Nicky Jones, Kat Abigail Hartman, Tom Alcott, Em George, David Tito, Tony Housey Robson, Jay Howe, Derry Tennison, SB, Sandra Hines, Andy Nichols, Lee Wood, Matt Burrows, Rachel Bullmore, Francis Howe, Raymond Quinn, AP, Matt Jazowski, Randy Robbins, Dale Seals, Symbolic Adult, Karen Blade, Drew Edwards, HP Elizabeth Shaban, Jason Spinks, Sherry Grubbs, Kath Everett. Martin Kaplan, Victoria Magnus, Gail Ryder, Claire, Dina, Ian Thompson, Neil Denton, Debbie Hurley, Penny Simpson, Gabby Thomas, Naya, Karen Hamilton, Stuart, Stephen, Bruce, Katie, David, Owen, Rachel Bentley, Matt Newbury, Ian Hales, Ivor, Stuart, Paul Hibbert, Amanda, Marie Hines, Lisa Gibbons, Julia Page, Victoria Dick, Anthony Len Martin, Maria Wicks, Matt Lees, Charlie Neverson, Chris Whitmore, Matt H. Matt, Kathleen, Jonathan Carter, Andrew Foster Swales, Elizabeth Reese, Nikki Genders, Richard Stein, Jay McDonough, Matt Jones.
I've no idea what that song was, but it wasn't terrible. So that's
you.
about the best praise you're going to get from me.
Yeah. The best praise I'm going to get from anyone about these Patreon songs.
That's true, yeah. Anyway, don't forget to get in touch with your running bullshit on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Just search Running is BS and let us know why you particularly hate running this week, especially if you haven't done before. I mentioned Karen Chadwell before. I got that from just a message of her about something else that she did mention. I just thought I'd throw it in just for fun. She hasn't messaged us. She's listened for ages. There's loads of you lurkers out there listening to everyone else's stories. You've got your own stories. You've got your things to complain about. Send them to us so we can read them out and fill some time. Come on. Make an effort, for fuck's sake. Someone who has done that and who's done a good job on this in the past. Our favourite message of the week is from Lee Wood, who said, "There is now a huge industry in gravel cycling, as you may know, and now Salomon are here to sell you more stuff that you didn't know you needed. And this is gravel running." I will just read you the opening paragraph from the gravel running section of the Salomon website. It says, "Road running conjures images of navigating the cityscape, pounding the pavement, traversing busy streets, and weaving through sidewalks in the concrete jungle one stride at a time. Trail running, on the other hand, takes you off the beaten path, through rugged terrain, rocky trails, dense forests, and steep mountain ridges. But what about runs that blend both worlds? The ones where you cover a few kilometres on asphalt before hitting the dusty trails of your local park. We call this new hybrid experience gravel. Gravel running, or gravel, which is capital GRVL. If you're going to name something these days, you take the vowels out and make it capitals. Gravel. Salomon have invented hybrid trail running.
Salomon have gentrified going for a run in the park. That's what they've done. Like, what are you talking
running
about?
Running to the park, running around the park a bit and running home.
What?
They've given it a name.
You know what, though? You could do some sort of, like, cultural studies, social studies thing about this, because what are you talking about? It's like an amazing metaphor for, or not even a metaphor, like an example, actually, not even a fucking metaphor, an example of how gentrification within running, like, running's meant to be really accessible. And yeah, if you stick some shoes on and go for a run around your local park, anyone can do that. Why have they made this like a thing that you buy stuff for? How have they? This is late stage capitalism. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? The thing is as well, like you can't. I'm not in the world of cycling, but I feel like you can't compare it to gravel cycling because gravel biking is a thing like on gravel trails, and you buy a particular type of bike because of the wheels you need and stuff like that.
Yeah, you can't go around using your road bike on those
No,
and I
imagine...
things. And you don't want to use a mountain bike because that's too much.
Yeah, and it's based on, as far as I know, these races take a lot of the time on like fire tracks and stuff through forest, you know, it's like a whole thing. And maybe people who are into the cycling world also think it's bullshit, but for what I can see, it seems like a legit thing that you buy special equipment for. There are special races that take place in particular places, you know, but running on gravel is just a part of either road running or trail running, depending on what context you're doing it in. If you're running in a forest, you may run on a fire road for a while, and that's kind of part of trail running. If you're running on the road, you may end up in a park. Like, I don't understand. I really, this, if it was April 1st, I'd be like, this is a April Fool's Day, because what the fuck are you talking about?
Well, I read this whole page and it's hilarious. The most useful description was right at the bottom, which I think kind of gives it the best context. It says, whether you're looking to break free from the routine of road running or enjoy a less technical version of trail running, gravel provides a perfect balance. Which I'm like, okay, that does kind of make sense, but I just hate the idea that all road running is monotonous and routine and pounding the pavements and it's all about performance, and all trail running is sprinting up the Matterhorn. And there's nothing in between until now. They've invented in between those two polar extremes, and they've invented a genre of running in between them that just doesn't need to be there. I mean, they say it in this, we call this new hybrid experience. Do you know what we already call it? We already call it hybrid. You can buy hybrid trail shoes.
Yeah,
exactly. You don't need to invent it again.
No, and I'm a big fan of hybrid trail shoes. I really like hybrid trail shoes, especially for gravel, you know, especially for if you're doing a run in a forest or something where there's some, we already have words for this, like gentle trail and fire roads.
Light trail shoes, or hybrid shoes. As I said earlier, I need some new hybrid trail shoes because, you know, the ones I bought are too aggressive. I don't need to buy some gravel shoes. I need some trail shoes that already exist. They're just kind of shit trail shoes, basically. Or you know what? A lot of the runs I do, if they're on gravel, paths and roads, I can just use road shoes as well. That's absolutely fine. But at least the hybrid shoes are generally a bit hardier and won't wear down as fast. Yeah. And it's so bizarre. And there's a big part of this page. So much of this page is about the community. And there's so much bullshit about the unique community that gravel brings, which I'm not going to say is utter nonsense, because I'm sure there are some lovely people with plenty of disposable income who have bought into this idea of gravel running. But every running community, and basically every community that exists around any activity or passion, is, quote, a tight-knit supportive group that values fellowship and accountability. That's the point of communities. What Salomon is doing is saying that communities are good, but they've invented this one, and gravel is completely unique community that supports other people. Like, they're just saying that they've invented it and theirs is the best community there is. You can go to a crochet group and they would be a tight-knit, excuse the pun, supportive group that supports fellowship. That's the point. Again, that's like that. That's the point of like any drama group or singing group. That's what people come together for. But they're just saying that, no, we've invented this community. And also, if you just invented it, how can there be a massive community there, which is completely unique from everyone else?
I don't think this exists. I think maybe in cycling, there's probably, well, I imagine there is, communities that do all the gravel biking, because that's been a thing running for quite a while. And like I said, surely it's just the running community, trail running community. I'm just astounded, honestly. I'm absolutely astounded. Why the gravel community? I want to know. I want citations needed. I want evidence of these gravel communities. What are you talking about?
Well, I've got some more quotes from the website for you, and lots of the images of the runners have got lots of tattoos to show how edgy and cool they are. It's very urban, but cool. One of the things they say is people who'd rather share stories than splits.
Oh, shut up.
And this one, This is all in capital letters as well. No rush, no clock, no competition. From tarmac roads to dirt, through the woods and back, we carve our own path. Let's meet for beer. Don't just run. Fuck off!
Is this American? Is this the American?
Yeah, of course it is.
I feel like, yeah.
I mean, they are having meetups in London. Of course, that's happening in London. I think they've kind of said there are where a few other kind of gravel kind of routes are in Manchester and maybe Glasgow, something like that. But it's just the idea that again, it's completely unique because it's no rush, no clock, no competition. Oh, like basically all running groups there are. Like very, very few running groups have their biggest emphasis on performance and time. There are a few, and but there's not many. There's coaching group, there's some athletic clubs. The top ends of those are very focused on performance and time. I would probably say 95% of other running communities are about community and people. They're not there to force each other to run faster. That's what all running communities are. But they've said, no, they've invented it. Let's meet for beer. Look, our runners have tattoos. Ooh, aren't we cool?
And I also feel like trail running already does that. It has that rhetoric of like, it doesn't matter about time, it's just about doing it.
That's exactly what trail running and ultra running. There's already like at least two very broad communities. And again, most road run communities are the same kind of thing. People meet up because they want to meet up and they want to chat with each other. And yeah, they'll have a little race every now and then, but so will these gravel runners. I'm sure they're going to do some gravel races somewhere, which means they probably are competing at some point. But it's just the way they just call themselves unique and new.
I'm interested to see if there are races. Like I said, like with the cycling, you'll have gravel races. Are there specific gravel races for runners? That's what I'm going to...
No, because no one would call it that because they would call them trail races because people know what trail races are. You know what? The Forest of Dean has a half marathon. I think possibly even this weekend or very, very soon. That is basically a gravel race because it's all on fire roads. And that's basically what that is. But they're never going to call it the Forest of Dean gravel half marathon. Because what is that? They're going to call it the trail half marathon because everyone knows what trail running is. Even though I don't think fire roads particularly trails, but still.
No, but it's like when you look at races, that's the difference between running in like a town or even on country roads and being in the middle of a forest. Like it's not just the surface; it's like the context around it. We don't need to split it up into smaller bits. There's trail encompasses a really broad range of different difficulties and all that sort of thing. It's like, I honestly, whose idea was this? I feel like it's not a runner. I feel like it's not a runner that's done this.
It's a fucking cyclist that's gone to work for Salomon, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're going, you know what, lads? I got a cracking idea.
Gravel running.
But thanks, Salomon, for giving us, a good 10 minutes there of just proper good rant.
Yeah.
If anyone fancies going to one of these gravel sessions, have a look at the Salomon website. They are doing them in London, I think, very soon. And obviously look at the website because they're going to be doing loads of these all over the place. I'm sure they'll be incredibly popular. I would love for someone to go and report back.
Is it like Hackney or something, or Peckham, or
I can't remember, but I imagine it'll be something around that. I bet where the Salomon have a shop, I suppose. If any come around here, I may go along and just kind of stay at the back and be very quiet.
100% if there was one around.
But they won't because it's far too gentrified to come to South Wales, isn't it?
Yeah.
Then they're going to look at it and be like, oh, the colonies? No, we're not going out there. No. They'll go to like Bristol or Manchester, some of like the cool big places.
And also, if they did come here, they wouldn't actually use the cool gravel trails we do have, like in the valleys and in the various forests we have around here with the endless fire roads. Like, it would be just in a local park or something. Like, gravel,
look at this route we've invented for you, and everyone will be like, this is just a normal route that we always do. We haven't invented anything. Again, it's that. Yeah, if they do go around to other cities, classic bit of carpetbaggery there. Just like, we've turned up in your city to give you a route.
Yeah.
And we know about this already.
Like buying gravel from the garden centre and sprinkling it along the tarmac paths in the park. Gravel. Anyway, moving on. Craig Rex said, regarding music, what's your view on entertainment stations during races? I've played in an original indie rock band station out on course at the Bath Half before. That was an experience. I did enjoy being able to shout over a microphone at a clubmate that I'd spotted running without his club vest.
Ooh,
He has since
right.
left the club, I think.
Yeah, good. You don't need people like that.
Turncoat. No, I like entertainment stations. I think that's quite fun in a road race. It sort of breaks up the monotony of a lot of them. I think that is very, very fun. No issue with that whatsoever. What was this in relation to?
This is like talking about like people who play music out loud when they're running, or marshals potentially doing this as well.
That was it.
But when it's a specific entertainment station, then yeah, absolutely. What I would say, Craig, can you play something upbeat? I've gone past so many of these where they're playing ballads, and I get for 2 hours it's probably quite difficult to play upbeat, peppy songs for 2 hours plus. But it's just I've been past so many, and they've been just playing like ballads. I'm like, it's just not. It's not. It's same for like any buskers really. No one's ever going to stop and watch and listen to someone like singing a really passionate song. I'm like, just something a bit more fun and uplifting. Get some energy in there. That's what we need at that point. And even if it's not very good, within a minute you're gone. You can't hear it anymore, so it's fine.
Yeah, exactly. No, I agree. I think, especially when it's live music, I feel like that's quite cool. But yeah, I think if you're a marshal, just we don't need to hear it coming out your phone.
No, oh God, no, especially not out of a phone. That's not cool. We've had a load of other emails this week, including this one. It says, "Hi, today something absolutely incredible happened amongst the normal bullshit of running. This afternoon, I set off on my post-night shift long run, the first since completing the Dig Deep Ultra 2 weeks ago, humble brag. A 10-minute drive got me to a beautiful rural area I know well and often run in. Things started to go wrong almost straight away when I realised I'd left all my food at home, meaning this was going to be an especially challenging run. This was where the first miracle occurred. Just a few kilometres into my run, a farmer had set up an honesty box full of sweets and chocolate. I was saved." I wonder if he was honest as well. A few K further on, I began to feel the dreaded rumblings which precede a visit from the brown caterpillar. I'm pausing for your reaction to that phrase.
A visit from the brown caterpillar. Oh God, don't answer the door. Don't let him in. Or let him out.
Sometimes the brown caterpillar barges their way in. Uninvited. He continues. As I ran on, I began to scan the area for an appropriate place where I could inconspicuously curl one out unnoticed when miracle number 2 should occur. Such good phrasing in this. On the horizon, a magical blue box appeared. Not Doctor Who's TARDIS, but a Portaloo. I didn't get my hopes up. It was bound to be locked. But no, to my surprise, it was open, clean, and fully stocked with both paper and hand sanitizer.
Is this a dream? You found an honesty box full of chocolates, and now
which, by the sounds of it, may have been laced with something. But
and now a toilet. They probably had a hidden camera by then.
Absolutely. Surely I'd used up my luck for the day, but little did I know. Miracle number 3 occurred a short time later. As I crossed a stile, I slipped on the wooden steps. Instinct kicked in, and I went to grab the fence to stabilise myself. I looked up, and to my horror realised I was in the process of grabbing a barbed wire fence. But I realised too late and couldn't stop myself. I had visions of a trip to A&E, stitches, time off work, and a ruined upcoming climbing holiday. But no, somehow I had managed to grasp the wire in between the barbs perfectly, a gap which is the exact width of my hand. Talk about lucky. The rest of the run was fairly uneventful. Anyway, I'm off to buy a lottery ticket. Love the podcast. Andy Smythe. Wow, you can be made a saint for less than this. I think to be made a saint, you have to officially perform 2 miracles.
Yeah,
that is 3 in one run. Yeah. I'm pretty sure you should start writing to the Vatican.
Either that, or you need to be sectioned, because I feel like you're looking for signs that maybe, I don't know, was there a Portaloo, or was it just a blue tarp over a ditch? I don't know. A lot of this.
Were you eating just random mushrooms out of a field? It's like it's an honesty box, and you're just eating grass and leaves. Yeah, could be that.
If
could have been poisoned by a farmer. I have no idea.
If that's all true, then yeah, I think you need to go visit your nearest Catholic church and let them know about this. And if maybe just go see the GP and also let them know about this too, and just see which one has the more compelling sort of argument for you.
I'm not sure. Is there a Saint Andy? Probably not.
No.
I mean, sure, there's Andrew, but Saint Andy's got a nice ring.
Definitely. Right, another email. I assume this is an email because it's quite long.
Mm-hmm.
So this one says, having enjoyed running further and over more tricky terrain such as Wales, Peak District and Lake District over the last few years, I naturally wanted to have a go at a race in the Alps. I've seen the UTMB videos and wanted a piece of the continental action. Yep. I found a race in northern Italy that looked doable. Yes, it was 90k with 9,000 meters of elevation, but that would be okay, wouldn't it? Yeah. Totally doable. Trained well, felt okay, a mountain is a mountain. It started at 10 p.m. As I looked around, there was no bearded men eating pork pies at the start, just wiry, serious-looking Italians. The first 5k was on road and slightly downhill. Everyone set off like it was Barkrun in Battersea. I was at the back before we hit the first hill. Oh dear. Going up the first hill was hard but fun. Through a lovely forest, I was enjoying myself, especially the random aid station food. The second climb, over 1,500 metres ascent, topping out at 2,650, started fine, but the forest ended abruptly and I found myself scrambling over a boulder field. No path, just trying to find a route over giant boulders and not fall down the gaps in the dark. Oh god. I wasn't quick, but I was moving and still okay for the cut-off. It got steeper and steeper and I arrived at the top on my hands and knees, but I had made it and felt good. That was until I crested the top and looked down the other side. I stood there for about 10 minutes just contemplating my life choices and wondering how much a helicopter would set me back. I started down, but I was not quick. It was very loose and about 45 degrees. I tried to ski down it like I'd seen them do, but having never skied, I just kept falling flat on my arse. Eventually, the tail runners caught up with me, running down the mountain effortlessly. I knew I wasn't going to make the cut-off, but instead of just carrying on at my slow but safe pace, I decided to try and go faster to show the chippy Italians I was not crap.
Yes.
2 minutes later, I was laying on the floor, one snap pole, a broken watch, and blood dripping from my arm. I eventually made it back to the checkpoint and had to persuade an Italian to drive me back to the start where my car was, as the official race bus had already left. Simon Lewis. That sounds horrific.
Yeah, think you're one of the big boys locally. Yeah. You think, yeah, I can do all these big races. I'll go off to the Alps.
Yep.
Does not always work out.
Nope.
Another long email here. It starts, hi, I just finished listening to the most recent pod and thought I'd email you about how much worse this year's Great North Run bullshit was than you might have realised. Yes, we love shitting on these kind of people. I ran this year, and it's true what everyone says about the atmosphere and everything. There literally wasn't more than a couple of metres of the entire course that wasn't lined with people. So it really was an amazing experience for my first half marathon. I don't like the sound of that. I'm also a Mackham, which is Sunderland, born and bred, so having the Sunderland landscape on the medal and seeing the Geordies so wound up about it was particularly satisfying for me. Oh, that would be nice. But I don't know if I'll ever run it again because the Great Run Company are absolute money-grubbing bastards and I just can't justify giving them more of my money in future. The problem goes so much further than not buying enough t-shirts for all the finishers, which is bullshit enough, as they advertise the event as having 60,000 runners. But the last place finisher was position 46,257. Meaning nearly a quarter of the 60k didn't run and they still ran out of t-shirts.
That's bullshit.
More on the money-grubbing bastards thing. They don't allow the transfer of numbers for the Great North Run. Well, they do for the other races. So Facebook is just flooded with people illegally selling their numbers in the build-up to the run. The reason that so many sell instead of deferring is because although you are allowed to defer up to the day before the race, all that means is you'll be guaranteed a place for next year. You don't get your £65 entry fee back and have to pay another £65 the following year. On top of that, they offer a Great North Run membership scheme, whereby you can pay an extra membership fee to be guaranteed entry to the race for a few years instead of relying on the ballot. This used to be £75 and granted you entry for 3 years. So that's basically charging you an extra £25 to skip the ballot for 3 years. You don't get any discount off your race entry fee when you use it, and if you don't use it, you lose it. But fair enough, people get a bit mad about Great North Run and are apparently willing to pay for it. This year, they've announced the price is going to rise to £85, and it only lasts 2 years now. Thank you for coming for my TED Talk about why Great Run Company are the worst. I hope you didn't hate it too much. Much love, Charlotte. No, we did not hate it. We absolutely love this kind of thing.
Yep. Just road. This is why I'm not a fan of road races in general, but all these big road races, it is just all money grabbing. And I just think it's like setting up a 2-tier system where you can basically pay to skip the ballot is a bit bullshit.
It's a £65 race, and the next 2 years it'll probably be 70 and then £75. But you can pay an extra £40 a year now to skip the ballot ahead of the poor people.
The thing is, like, there is a way to skip the ballot for these things, and that's to raise money for charity, and that's the way it should be. If you want to skip the ballot, say you're going to raise £2,000 for whatever charity and do it through a charity place. Like, that's how you skip the ballot. I just don't think it's fair to just pay extra, because then the amount of people that can get through for the ballot are just going to get smaller and smaller and smaller. It's complete bullshit. And then everyone will basically just pay £85 for 2 years, won't they? That's what they'll do.
Because you'll need to.
Yeah.
Or you could just not do it and find a different race that doesn't require you to do all this and save yourself a lot of money. Charlotte did actually raise nearly £500 for Lewis, which is a charity supporting families affected by infant and pregnancy loss. And she ran with the group in memory of her friend's little boy, Harry Jack.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well done.
Yeah, lovely. It sounded like she had a nice time from that point of view.
Yeah.
Running with this group was a very kind of heartwarming thing to do. But the rest around it was not fun.
Well, that's why it's a shame, isn't it? Because, like you say, the atmosphere at these things is usually fantastic. There's a lot of charity fundraising going on. So it just gives it a bit of like a bad aftertaste, or however you want to phrase it, when they're just trying to get money off people, aren't they?
And I bet still they're saying 60,000 instead of 46,000. I bet they're all the way through the marketing, all through next year, join 60,000 runners on the start line. This is how many. And I'm sure, because Cardiff Half have done this for years as well. They always used to say 25,000. And I remember one of the years the finishers was about 13 or 14,000. So they've done that. And I'm sure all races do. They always talk about entries, not finishes, which is very cheeky.
Yep. Gareth Barker has also been in touch and said re-listening is not bullshit. I'm one of those weirdos that's been listening to the back catalogue from the start. For a while, it was pretty BS listening to all the COVID stuff again. However, it was all worth it to just get to the episode where Amy first says she would knock a sheep out. Sorry, she could knock a sheep out. I'm saying I would knock one out. It's episode 65 if anyone wants to go straight there. No. I'd love to know if Amy thinks she could take on any other animals now after several years of training. Can I just say, I don't train, I just do. I don't need to train to knock a sheep out, I will just do it.
98 episodes later and we're still talking about this. This makes me angry.
Well, we've added boar to the list. They're just sheep with like pointy tusks, aren't they? I will knock a boar out as well. Sheep had a boar at the same time. Like, bash.
Of course, yeah, okay, fine.
Sorry, Gareth carries on. I should probably share some actual BS, or this really wouldn't be relevant. I think it's highly relevant. He says 5 a.m. runs are bullshit. Having a run when the kids are asleep is bullshit. I'm already having to run with a head torch, and that's probably going to continue until April at the earliest, when it will be light again. Love the podcast. Keep up the bullshit. Gareth Barker.
Now, you see, we're still in the early days of using head torches again for evening runs, and I quite like it just for the novelty at the moment. It's quite fun. I'm quite looking forward to having a few head torch runs. I imagine within a month or so I'll be a bit sick of it.
I like early morning runs. I'm a big fan of the early morning run when I can get out of bed. Since moving, my sleep schedule's not been as good, so I haven't been sort of on it getting out in the morning. But yeah, I really like it. I like to see the sunrise. I mean, 5 a.m. is very early. You might end up missing the sunrise, coming home before the sunrise in the winter months. But I do like it. Everything's a lot quieter. It's a good start to the day. I'm a big fan of 5 a.m, 6 a.m. runs, I must say. And
I guess you'd have much fewer murderers around now you're in the countryside.
Yeah, and also even in the city, I find the murderers aren't out of bed at 5 a.m.
It's true. As we've always said, there is no chance to be murdered at 5 a.m.
No, I think they go to bed. Safe. I think 4 a.m. is when they go to bed. 4:30, you might catch a few of them on their way home still. At 5 a.m.
They'll be tired. End of their shift. They'll be like, not another one.
Yeah, end of their murdering shift.
Busy night murdering people. You don't want to be doing one on the way home, do you?
No, exactly. 5 a.m. Even though it's still dark, I'm like, this is perfectly fine. This is the morning. Perfectly safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to wake yourself up in the morning, what a good segue. We're partnered with Bird and Blend Tea. Ooh. And that means we'll tell you what tea we're drinking. If you like the sound of it, you can go to runningisbest.com/tea, click on the links and buy some tea if you want. We've just found out there's no postage to the US, apparently. Bird and Blend aren't sending tea to the USA anymore. Something to do with tariffs, I imagine. So you won't be able to fully take advantage of spooky season, which is very sad. And we're sorry for your loss. But it is getting into spooky season, which means there's more spicy teas. All the Halloween teas are back. We've got Christmas teas to look forward to. But first, we get a few more Halloween teas, and we're very excited about those. Mm-hmm. Anything you've got in particular?
So I have the Hello Kitty pink apple pie matcha again today. I had this a good few episodes ago now. I was saying before the podcast started, I haven't made a very good job of it. It's okay. It's kind of bordering on a punishment tea. I think I've made it a bit too strong. But yeah, I really like this one. You can have it just on its own, or I like to add a bit of a splash of milk. But it's very tasty. Just don't, unless you're into that thing, don't make it too strong, or else it's between a reward tea and a punishment tea, and it's all about how strong you make this one.
Yeah, you don't want it to be too tasty. No. For people that like the kind of advent calendar things, they're doing a Halloween advent calendar as well. They're not calling it that, but it's basically that as well. So if you like your variety mixes, you want a bit of a present maybe, that's a good one to get. I'm going to be looking at more Halloween. I've still got a cupboard full of tea I need to fucking drink, but I'm going to be buying some Halloween tea very, very soon.
Nice. The bullshit is the bullshit running news. First up, North Lanarkshire Council has been slammed for spending £122,000 on a race that had fewer than 800 runners.
Ooh.
God. So this worked out to a price of £155 per runner for taxpayers.
There's a lot of numbers in this story, but I just think it's really interesting. I mostly like this just because it's nice to see how much a race costs and just to break down all these different things. Amy, hit us with a load of numbers.
Yes. So, right. Firstly, road closures. £60,000 for road closures and vehicles and signs as well. But that. Yeah. I have heard that road closures are usually the most expensive bit of a race.
Yeah, that's half the budget there, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't know what Lanarkshire. It's in Scotland, isn't it?
Yes.
Is it? It's not like Glasgow or Edinburgh. Like,
yeah, it's Glasgow.
It's in Glasgow.
Yeah. Oh, is it? Sorry, it's in Motherwell.
Okay. Oh, okay. It's just outside of Glasgow. What I mean is, it's not like it's the Glasgow Marathon where they've got to shut down like central.
But think
Glasgow.
how much that costs.
Yeah. That's what I mean. This is insane. And then £22,000 was spent on letters for residents.
Yeah.
God, right. Stewarding cost £16,000. I don't know whether they're paying their stewards or it's volunteers and a few people are paid.
Apparently, if they're paying 16 grand, that's
but
a lot of stewards.
I mean, usually, like, a lot of people are volunteers, and then I assume you have some people that are paid that are doing, like, helping the volunteers, but that's insane.
Yeah. Again, when it's a council organising a race, they've not got a community there to draw on, have they? Because it's the council.
Yeah.
It's not the same as a run club or a running company.
Yeah. Police, £8,900. Ambulance services, £800. That's
bargain.
All right.
Yeah,
that's an absolute bargain. That. A further £1,200 was spent on bottles of water. Okay, I get that. Although it is only 800 runners, but yeah. And £5,200 on medals.
Again, that's a lot for 800 runners.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. Like, what were these medals?
£6.50 each. That's as like, as cost. That sounds like quite expensive medals. Generally, medals are pretty cheap.
Yeah, I was going to say, surely when you do a bulk buy, like, yeah. The council got back £26,441 from runners who paid £30 entry fee each. So it's not really touching the sides of 122k though, is it? 26k. A local resident said, "It's a farce. I pay £40 to get my brown bin uplifted, but they fined 122k for people running round in circles." Love that.
I love when people reduce it. It's like, it's just a load of men kicking a pig's bladder around. Yeah. Or you can just reduce anything to any kind of stupid level. People running round in circles. What's the point in that? If you'll excuse me, I'm going to watch some professional sport now because I don't understand the link between those two things.
But what I don't understand is, as well, and this is just, but if it's the council organising it, couldn't they give themselves a bit of a discount on the road closures? Do you know what I mean?
You think so? Yeah. Who are they paying that to?
Yeah, themselves. Like, hello, could I close the roads, please? And then, like, they put on a little mustache. Yes, of course you can close the roads. That'll be 60k. They take the mustache off. Here you go. It's 60k. Like,
I see it was vehicle signage and just I don't know if they were using barriers and things like that. I guess, but who are they paying that money to? That's an interesting point. But yeah, that's why I just really like this, just because. Just to get a bit of a breakdown on how much races like this actually cost.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it possibly should have cost this much for 800 runners, but
no.
Yeah,
I think that's the issue, is that it's the amount of runners. Like, if they had 20,000 people running it, and I'm sure they couldn't cope with that many, but like the cost of closing the road, I imagine, is the cost of closing the road, no matter how many runners you have. I mean, obviously, if it's a really big event, you'd probably have more police and all that sort of thing. But yeah, for 800 runners, that's
again, is this the thing of it's the council doing it rather than people that are fully invested, and so the council don't. They know on paper how to put on a race. Mm-hmm. Here are all the things you do, but they perhaps haven't got the volunteers. They haven't got the amount of people they need to sign up to it.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't quite understand the community that they're catering for.
Yep. And the next story that I have to put in: Harry Styles ran the Berlin Marathon and finished in under 3 hours.
Wow.
So he finished the Berlin Marathon in 2 hours, 59 minutes and 13 seconds. So he was obviously pushing for that sub 3, He ran under the alias of Stead Sarandos. Why has he chosen that?
What?
Stead Sarandos. Like, why has he chosen that name? That sounds like Greek or something, or like Spanish or Greek. It's like, why
I just put it in an anagram thing, and it's an anagram of sea strands. So could be that.
I don't know. Why has he just chosen like John Smith or something? Like, why isn't?
Basically, this is a story from the Running Channel on the time of a man who has effectively infinite time and resources to improve his running.
But who?
An unemployed rich man dedicates himself to training. Wow, incredible!
But at least he's done it. Who were we reporting on a few months back? Who was that celebrity who said, "Yeah, I'm just gonna win fastest mile or something"?
Oh, Rod Stewart wants to get the 100-meter record, but clearly has no idea because he's way off it. He has clearly no idea what's going on. But again, effectively unemployed, insanely rich man. If I was insanely rich and didn't have things to do like Harry Styles, I could run a marathon under 3 hours. And I think a lot of people could, so I'm not going to be impressed by this. Why is this a story?
Please donate to our Patreon to make this happen.
Yes, please. That would be lovely. And finally, just a quick shot on Run as well, because we like to do that. They put out an article saying, this is the average age of parkrun participants, which already, not a news story, just a statistic. And they start the article by explaining what age grading is, but they get it wrong. They actually don't explain it at all. And they say it's based on the world record for your age and gender, which it's not.
What?
And then it answers the headline question. According to a 2018 study, the mean average of park runners across the global population is approximately 40.5 years. So there we go. That was the average age of parkrun participants 7 years ago. What? Who looked at that and thought, we could put a story out about this?
Yeah.
About a statistic from 7 years ago, even though parkrun has changed quite a lot in 7 years. There was that big old gap in there. Things have not quite, only just recovering after 5 years after lockdown. And then they also get age grading wrong as well.
But who cares as well? Who cares?
What a shit story.
Who cares what the average age of parkrun participants is?
It's one of those things of like, if you saw somewhere, I don't know, this is a tweet. It's not a news story. It's a tweet.
Yeah.
Average age of parkrun participants, according to study, 40.5. And you could probably go,
yeah.
That's it. That's as interesting as it is. And that's how interesting it would have been in 2018.
Yeah.
In 2025, it's not in the slightest bit interesting.
Or throw in some other statistics in there as well.
Pad it out with something. But that's all it was. There was nothing else. No, average age for men, average age for women, how many they do. Oh, none of that kind of. It was just one statistic from 7 years ago and an incorrect explanation. God.
Anyway, what have you got coming up next? Are you going to be gathering some appropriate statistics that are robust and sort of can go under research scrutiny and be seen to be valid?
Do you think we need to start making the last news story something slightly related to what I'm going to do? Because you always
I'll make
really,
it related.
really fuck up the link between the two.
No,
frankly.
no, I do not.
Sure. I've got a fell race coming up next. A really short one. It's classic. You pay £2 cash to a guy in the back of a car, and then run up and down a mountain. It's a 4K race. I think it's the same weekend as the Cardiff Half, and this is a lot more fun. So I'll be doing that. It should be disgusting. And also, cross country is back. And not only do I get to run around muddy fields, I also get to spend hours and hours and hours going through results to sort like championship results and filtering and doing all kinds of shit for that. So that's
statistics. I'm sorry, the segue
Exactly.
the segue was good. Statistics. You're going to be looking through raw data and analysing it.
you're right,
the
to be fair.
segue worked. Thank you.
I'll let you
very
know in
much.
7 years what the results were.
Yeah, thank you.
How about you?
Well, I think I'll go to the Forest of Dean.
Yes, you should.
I'll go to the Forest of Dean. I'll go to Mallard's Pike probably because everyone tells me how lovely that is. So
And there are routes to follow as well, marked routes.
that's definitely what I need. Even when I went to Eagle's Nest, I was following the marked route and I still ran past it the first time. I had to get it on the way back. So yeah. But yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll go to Mallard's Pike. I'll have a fight with a boar. I will find one. If there isn't one there, I will find one. Get it in a headlock and like, "Rrr," you know,
Sure.
you little bastard. Rrr.
Okay.
Anyway, if you've enjoyed this, if you've enjoyed this bullshit, please visit runningisbs.com to see the show notes and links from this episode and the whole back catalogue, as well as links to our Patreon, merch store, and social medias.
Bye.
I'm slow. Go fuck yourself.